Deepfake technology has become increasingly more sophisticated and easily accessible to the general population. And if you don't know, deepfake is a form of synthetic media which artificial intelligence is used to create a digital copy of a person's likeness and or voice. Deepfake technology can be used in so many different ways. In an educational setting to create interactive content, in the film industry to substitute the lead actor for their stunt double, or to do some dubbing in a foreign language, or in the retail sector to enhance a prospective buyer's experience. Despite its many beneficial aspects, deepfake technology also has been applied with harmful impacts, including disparagement of political foes, the creation of deepfake pornography or explicit content, as well as fraudulent business schemes. Deepfake is one technology that remains consistently impressive. Apps like Lensa AI have taken the internet by storm, and it creates a deepfake portrait within minutes, and the results look incredibly authentic. While deepfake ads are for fun, deepfake videos can be deeply problematic and used for misrepresenting someone, particularly in politics. Before we get into the video topic, which is deepfake technology and its use to create pornography, this is the legal code, and on this channel we discuss various legal topics, and occasionally we touch on celebrity shenanigans, but only if there's a legal component that you could take away and that can improve your life. So if you like that sort of thing, please don't forget to like and subscribe and share with anyone else you think will find value. Also, I am a real life attorney, so if you have a small business, if you're a content creator and you have some questions regarding your small business as it relates to trademark, copyright, protecting your business and your legal protections, then reach out to me and schedule a consultation so we could develop a strategy so that you know what to look out for and to protect your intellectual property as well as your business. The link for setting up a consultation is in the description box. Also, I want to invite you to think about being a medical tourist. So if you're one of the many millions of Americans who are underinsured or do not have health insurance, then think about becoming a medical tourist. More and more Americans are thinking about it. Canadians have been thinking and traveling to Latin America as well as Turkey to get various medical procedures because they're not available in their country, or they're cost prohibitive, or there's a 3, 4, 5 month wait. More and more Americans, I think, are beginning to realize that their government is not going to save them, that there is not going to be any universal health care anytime soon. So they're taking their health into their own hands and traveling to various destinations. Colombia being an international medical tourism hub because of how advanced the medical system is administratively as well as technically, the technologies are available at such a fraction of what it would cost you to receive the same treatment in the United States, sometimes 60-70% less. So it's internationally renowned for how well the medical system is run. It's ranked number 22 in the world, outranking both the United States and Canada. And more Americans are traveling to Colombia for healthcare. So I have organized a trip for you. If you're interested, there's a flat fee which includes your accommodations for 2 weeks, and it is a 2-week vacation. So it's accommodation for 2 weeks in a 5-star hotel, 2 meals a day, transportation daily to and from the doctors, translation, as well as some tours are also involved in the trip. So it's a vacation as well as an opportunity for you to speak with doctors and dentists and get a handle on your health concerns and your dental concerns. So I invite you to really think about it. The information about the trip is in the description box. Now, without further ado, let's get into deepfake technology, how it is especially used to create pornographic images and videos of prominent women. Since deepfake technology has become more and more prominent and widely available, 90 to 95% of videos are now depicting non-consensual pornographic videos, and of those, 90% are targeted to women, mostly underage. In fact, one popular online streaming personality known as QT Cinderella, who streams video content on the website Twitch, was the subject of hundreds of unauthorized deepfake pornographic videos. However, QT Cinderella was advised that she would not be able to successfully take any legal action against the person or persons who had stolen her likeness due to the lack of existing legislation.
Pre-existing adult video to make it look like she was appearing in the pornography.
If you are able to look at women who are not selling themselves or benefiting off of being seen sexually, if you are able to look at that, you are the problem. You see women as an object.
Yes, she was exploited. Yes, she was violated. Yes, there is something deeply wrong with taking a person's face and posting it on another person's naked body and then pretending that person engaged in pornography. But there is something that our culture refuses to say here, and that is that pornography is bad. Even if she had consented to it, which she did not, it would still be wrong. Human beings are not supposed to see each other that way.
Currently, the lack of legislation of deepfake technology is not only a threat to celebrities, but also any person with an image of themselves posted on the internet, privately or publicly, and has the potential to wreak havoc on the person's professional and personal lives without any repercussions. There was even an article in The Atlantic written by Nina Jankowicz, who writes about her experience being the subject of deepfake pornography. This was especially harrowing because she works for the Department of Homeland Security's Misinformation Governance Board as a misinformation researcher. She was forced to resign amid the release of 3 artificially generated videos that appeared to show her engaging in sex acts that were uploaded to websites specializing in deepfake porn. The images don't look like her. The generators seem to have been trained from her official US government portrait when she was 6 months pregnant. So it's a strange image, and whomever created the video likely used a free face swap tool and posted her image onto the existing porn video. But it's obvious that it's not a real video, but that doesn't take away the humiliation. And so the videos are not meant to be convincing. The creators don't care. As all videos of this genre are clearly labeled fakes, their deeper purpose seems to be to humiliate, shame, and objectify women, especially women who are public figures and work in government or are professors or work in an official capacity, where these sorts of things can discredit the image of a woman who's educated and taken seriously. This can be especially harmful for women who work in conservative or patriarchal environments, such as law firms or in politics or for universities. Appearing in deep fake porn can be profoundly stigmatizing and negatively impact their career. In fact, there are depictions of Hillary Clinton, Greta Thunberg, Emma Watson, Taylor Swift, Fox News host Megyn Kelly, as well as Kamala Harris, Nancy Pelosi, AOC. No matter what side of the aisle someone may be politically, it doesn't matter. Their prominence makes them vulnerable to this sort of internet ridicule. By simply existing in public life, a woman can be a target, stripped of her accomplishments and intellect, and reduced to just sex objects on the internet for the pleasure of anonymous eyes.
Oh, you're talking about Joe Scarborough? Yeah. You're asking me about the appropriateness of the actions of this President of the United States? Like a child who comes in with mud on their pants or something. He comes in with doggy do on his shoes. There's a word somebody used to me. They said you would understand it better if you knew what a confabulator is. Confabulator? I'm sorry, to do what? I'm sorry, I don't understand. What did he do? This is the Joe Scarborough issue. He tweeted last Tuesday that he wondered if he'd gotten away with murder. He retweeted this morning about Psycho, because he calls him Psycho Joe. Are we talking about Joe Scarborough? Yes. Well, you're asking me about the appropriateness of the actions of this President of the United States? So completely inappropriate in so many ways that it's almost a given. It's like a child who comes in with mud on their pants or something. That's the way it is. They're outside playing. That's what he comes in with doggy do on his shoes, and everybody who works with him has that on their shoes too for a very long time to come. So I don't know. I hear doctors talk to me about saying, what's the matter with him? The things he says are so inappropriate for a president of the United States. The comments he makes about women. So inappropriate. So no, I don't think it's appropriate. But again, there's a market for it, obviously, and that's what he plays to. There's a word somebody used to me. They said you would understand it better if you knew what a confabulator is. Confabulator is.
Men, on the other hand, are less vulnerable to these attacks. For instance, Donald Trump is on less deepfake pornography videos than, let's say, his wife or daughter, Melania and Ivanka. In fact, in 2019, a study from Sensity, the company that monitors synthetic media, estimated that more than 96% of deepfake videos in existence are of non-consensual pornographic videos of women. In addition to created synthetic videos, deepfakes are also capable of vocal mimicking. The CEO of a UK-based energy plant fell prey to the scam using the auditory form of deepfake technology. Believing it to be the leader of his parent company, requested via phone that he wire 200,000 euros to Hungary, and he did so. However, his boss's German accented voice actually belonged to a scammer using the vocal mimicking abilities of deepfake technology. Although the fraudulent nature was soon recognized, the company was unable to receive any compensation or bring the perpetrators to justice due to the difficulty in tracing the origins of deepfakes. Deepfakes have also been increasingly used within the political sphere, including the dissemination of misinformation about political candidates and the release of false statements from world leaders. In fact, in 2018, a now viral video shows a deepfake generated President Obama uttering words that were not his own, but were in fact intended to demonstrate the realistic nature of these manufactured images and voices.
$8 an hour in New York City. And foremost in all of our minds has been the loss and the grief felt by the people of Orlando. Most of us don't get our health care through the marketplace. Get it through our job or through Medicare or Medicaid. And what you should know is that thanks to the Affordable Care Act, your coverage is better today than it was before. Women can get free checkups, and you can't get charged more just for being a woman. To give his employees came together to pass a bill that would boost America in very, very hard times.
Some progress, at least within the small confines of the legal community. I think it's real important.
Here we go. President Barack Obama. When you giving a speech, make sure you use a lot of pauses.
America's businesses have created 14.5 million new jobs over 75 straight.
Deepfakes may have the ability to potentially undermine elections as well as create global conflict. Deepfake technology, with its rapid development, if left unregulated, has the potential to ruin lives, destroy businesses, and spread misinformation.
More fragile than you want to believe. If the election fails, there is no democracy. I don't have to do anything. You're doing it to yourselves. People are divided. Your voting districts are manipulated. Voting locations are closing, so millions can't vote. It's not hard for democracy to collapse. All you have to do is nothing.
As of now, there's no federal legislation that currently exists to deal with the potential threats of deepfake technology. In 2019, Congress passed the National Defense Authorization Act, which requires the Director of the National Intelligence to report on the use of deepfakes by international governments. Although this action by the government is promising in regulating the growing threat of deepfakes from sources outside of the nation, it does not address the issues that deepfakes may cause within the U.S. Since its creation, only 5 states have passed laws regarding deepfake technology, and that's Texas, California, Georgia, Virginia, and New York. And I think I'll link the statutes in the description box so you can have an idea how they work. More recently, bills to regulate artificial intelligence have been proposed and enacted in several states in 2022. However, most states still lack legislation regarding AI in general. In comparison, the Chinese government has enacted strict regulation called deep synthesis provisions, which prohibit the creation of deepfakes without the consent of the user and require confirmation that the content was generated using AI. Despite the widely held view that China doesn't respect people's personal freedom, it is currently the only country to impose a strict ban regarding the use of certain deep fakes. However, a few other countries do offer some legal protections against the unlawful use of deep fake technology. For example, the general right of responsibility is enshrined under German basic law and grants individuals the right to their own image despite not directly addressing deepfake technology. The law essentially renders deep fakes of individuals without their consent illegal in Germany. The UK has also sought to protect individuals through amendments to the country's online safety bill, including specific bans on deep fakes used for non-consensual pornography. Just as many see the value of legislation to limit the regulation of deepfake technology, there's some concerns of how to regulate it, and will it violate a person, the creator's First Amendment rights? So this begs the questions, are deepfakes protected by First Amendment? The increasing sophistication and accessibility of creating deepfakes have allowed this technology to pose an increasing threat toward the integrity of elections and the safety of millions of Americans. However, many argue that restrictions on its use will constitute an impediment to the creator's freedom of speech and expression, and therefore a violation of the First Amendment. Given that deepfakes are technically forms of expression, it would be unconstitutional to ban them all outright. And there are exceptions within the First Amendment, which certain speech is protected by the Constitution. These exceptions include libel, written defamation, slander, spoken defamation. Essentially, false speech is not protected because it's a misrepresentation, as well as profanity. While not all deepfakes are used for these purposes, many will fall under the categories, such as non-consensual pornography videos, because they are misrepresentations. As these forms of deepfakes would not be protected, it would be completely legal to impose federal bans or restrictions on them. The defense of the First Amendment for deepfakes can be supported through copyright law as well, as deepfakes are often built on recycled copyrighted content. The creation of deepfakes without permission may potentially be considered copyright infringement. Yet some seem to believe that they have a right to distribute these images because they are from publicly available images of a political woman, say for instance, and they're engineered in the pornography, and so they're creating art or a work of parody. So here comes the fair use doctrine, which permits limited use of copyright materials without permission for certain works, such as if the work is a parody or is transformative or different enough from the original content, and therefore is permissible, will pass muster and be not an infringement of the copyright. Others simply think that labeling the video fake can avoid legal consequences, and although there is no real legal framework to punish actors, what do we do about the humiliation and ridicule that these women are experiencing? This begs the moral question of the creators. Who's to say the actions will stop at just women? They could start posting photos of children on the bodies of women in these pornographic videos as well. I say all of this about the law to say that the legislation is necessary in order to prevent new deepfakes from being created and disseminated, which are ruining lives under the guise of truth, and to allow for criminal consequences for those who misuse the technology. This may mean in the future that defamation, which was once a civil dispute, can be used as a criminal category for bad actors. So effective laws is what is needed to regulate deepfake genres. Tracking who can create the videos is expensive and probably not worth the time and money for the victim. And that being said, the videos can still pop up anywhere, even if a website takes it down or Google takes it down. Women who are targeted by deepfake porn are caught in an exhausting, expensive, and endless game without any government regulation, and this technology will soon become undetectable and has the potential to wreak havoc and cause so much damage to a person's personal life as well as reputation. So let me know your thoughts about this, especially as it relates to deepfake pornography, where these creators are using the face and likeness of women, prominent women. It could happen to so many women that you know in your life that you respect, and they get railroaded by some wonky creator that creates this image and puts it on the internet. And what to their reputation? What's the legal recourse? There's not. So it's not a matter of if this will happen, it's a matter of when this is going to happen and how many women are exposed to this sort of conduct and what to do. Do we just prepare ourselves and just know it's inevitable? Because I'm making these YouTube videos, I think of myself, like someone can easily take my face, my likeness, and put it on a video. So women are especially vulnerable to these sorts of bad actors, and children as well. People could start taking photographs of children that they see in a park and placing them on the bodies in pornographic videos. There's no end in sight for this, but let me know your thoughts in the comment section. This is extremely fascinating, and I mention it quite frequently that the law is always 20-30 years behind the technology. So the law, that's why there's no framework for how to deal with it. All we have right now is defamation, and Congress is busy doing other things, so they're not up to speed on preventing this sort of technology. The law and technology field is very, very slow. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.